Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Oh, yeah, that's me.
It's Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
No evil shall escape my sight.
that those who worship evil's might.
beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Master of the Core. It is.
I am Will. Hey, everyone.
And we're back talking more New 52. This time, the first arc of Green Lantern Corps.
First bloody arc.
Yes. Where are you from? Where are you from? The UK? Bloody arc. That's right, kids. Some John Stewart, Guy Gardner. Some more of your favorites. All right. So, I don't think, recording this on Tuesday, so I don't think there's any new Green Lantern book coming out tomorrow anyway. The only news I can think of is we just talked to Mark Waid, so.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yes. Check it out. Capes and Lunatics episode 338. Yes. Talked to Absolute Power, which Hal Jordan is a part of. I love how he's like, yeah. He's like, I love how he's like, yeah. Everyone, everyone's book kind of meshes with it good and stuff, and the writers have stuff to tell, within this story. I'm like, yeah, Hal Jordan headbutts a shark, yeah.
Well, I did think it was interesting that he specifically called out that the reason Carol's on the Justice League book that's coming out is because she uses her ring, and her ring can, and she and her ring can do things that Hal can't, which I think is very interesting.
Or he doesn't think of doing, yeah.
Exactly, yeah, which makes a lot of sense.
Oh, you mean maybe she thinks first before she takes action?
People do that? I don't know.
Wait, you thought it out and then you jumped? Okay.
Yeah, certainly not Hal. Hal doesn't do
that. All right, so yeah, I don't think there's any news. I was gonna say, should we jump into this? We got 6 issues again.
Yep, let's do it. Do you want to do them individually, or do you want to talk about the whole thing, or?
How do you want to do it?
That's your call, man.
I mean, I think we might have synopses, but I mean, I don't care. It's up to you. How do you want to do it? I do 50 million shows. You tell me how you want to do this.
I don't know. Let's just talk about. Let's talk about it as a whole.
Okay.
Because it is 6 issues.
Yes.
And we get. And it starts off, and I should have known how it was going to start off, just because, within the first 3 pages, there are 2 Green Lanterns that are brutally murdered.
Yes. The New 52.
The New 52. Yeah.
I thought we were gonna start. I thought you were gonna start with Guy and John job hunting, or.
Oh yeah.
That was interesting.
Well, and I feel like that little bit with John was you can't fight City Hall. That seemed to me be a callback to his first appearance.
Yeah.
Way back in the Hard Traveling Heroes era. So.
But I did like that. Yeah, while they did mention he was also a Marine, they did actually acknowledge. Oh yeah, he's an architect too.
Architect, yeah.
It seemed like it's been a while since they actually acknowledged that.
Mm-hmm. But then they go out of their way to kind of go overkill on the whole Marine thing,
Yeah. But then the whole, guy, and John talking to guys like, man, no wonder Hal and Kyle kept like secret identities and stuff.
Kept the mask on.
Yeah, because Guy was trying to be a gym teacher, and they were
Yeah.
just like, "No, man, our insurance premiums will be through the roof. People are just going to come and attack you and stuff, and you're going to have to fly off at a drop of a hat for some emergency."
Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. Why would you want to, why would you put a target on a school, right? So, and then I'm still a little background on this. The keepers originally, and this is my understanding, kept the lanterns on their world and used the power of the planet to send the batteries through a miniature Stargate to Green Lanterns from an olden time, right? Before kind of modern Green Lanterns. Do I understand that correctly?
I think so. I thought this whole story was, like when the lanterns used to just pull their batteries out of whatever pocket dimension. Actually, it wasn't a pocket dimension. It was this planet where.
Well, but
I guess they kept the battery charged somehow for the lanterns, but I thought the central battery did that. But it was like mutually beneficial for their planet until one day the Guardians just came and snatched up all the lanterns.
I think Guardians came and took all the lanterns and then gave them to the Corps and said, "You take care of your own lantern," and then that's what they would put them in the pocket dimension. I think.
Oh, okay.
At least that was my understanding of it. Does that kind of jive?
I mean, maybe my reading comprehension wasn't there. I thought it was like when they were put in this supposed pocket dimensions, that was this planet, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was unclear.
Yeah.
So,
but either way, it's like again, we're going out of our way to show, oh hey, the Guardians are evil. They did basically just ripped it. Eventually, they're just like, no, our deal's done. Now, what happens to your planet? We don't care.
We don't care. Yeah. Yay, Guardians. So, I had a thought while I was reading this.
Yay! Yeah.
Just one though. Just one.
Okay.
But is from Rebirth up until now, and basically the end of John's run, is he specifically marching the Guardians more toward that fascist order, and the end of his run is a repudiation of that? I don't know that because I haven't read the end of the run yet, but I was wondering if that is or was part of the plan to show that, or it was just one of the things that happened during the course of the book.
I can't remember a lot of details, but I'm pretty sure it's somewhere within New 52 where it's like, these Guardians go, I don't know, pretty much evil, but then we find other Guardians that have been locked up for thousands or millions of years.
Yeah, remember they were there where the first lantern was.
Yes,
guarding the first lantern.
Yeah. So I think those become our new Guardians of the universe. So,
well, and there was something I thought really interesting, and we'll get there eventually, in the Grant Morrison, Liam Sharp run, where the Guardians would kind of get remade.
Grant Morrison, you mean the greatest writer ever, as according to Mark Waid.
Exactly. So, I'm just curious if they set out to go, for that order above all kind of authoritarian fascist kind of ideology / behavior of the Guardians, or if they were just, we wanted them to be bad, so we just made them order overall, because I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll see as we kind of, finish off his run.
Is it too, because it's like, again, back in like the 50s, the 60s, it's like, oh, you never question authority. You don't question authority. But now in a more, as we get more modern, it's like, well, the authoritative bodies aren't perfect, and there's.
But I would hope that, and I've said this many times, I would hope that after a few billion years, there might be some wisdom that would have crept in,
Or if the core keeps getting destroyed, it's like maybe we could. I'm sorry, if the core keeps getting destroyed, maybe we learn a lesson.
But we haven't. So yeah. Anyway,
And again, like, oh, I'm sorry. And then, like, another thing, again, like I keep saying, New 52, you don't know what's canon history and what's not, because John Jones shows up at one point
Martian Manhunter.
and Guy doesn't know him. It's like they're
Yeah.
meeting for the first time. So it's like, okay, so all that Justice League International stuff never happened. Okay.
What about Oreos?
Exactly.
Sorry.
It's like really, I mean, that's criminal. I'm like, you're gonna try to wipe away all that JMD Mateus, Keith Giffen, Justice League. I'm like, really?
And they wipe away. What do they wipe away, Phil?
What? One Punch, yes. Yes.
Which
No.
was actually just referenced in the last issue of Emerald
Yeah.
Warriors, right? With Batman.
Yes.
So,
Exactly. They're like, yeah, that's the last time we're gonna hear this, kids.
Batman, my
Yep.
favorite character.
so I'm first off, these issues are good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. And I am nitpicking. I am definitely nitpicking, but the New 52 does seem a bit more bloodthirsty, right?
Yeah. But again, because again, I mean, jumping ahead to the kind of the end here. I mean, spoilers as the keepers are trying to get, what is it, like the shield frequencies for Oa
Yeah.
or whatever, and under torture, one of the Green Lanterns going to talk, so John just snaps his neck.
Yeah. Well, and before that, the
And,
Keepers just killed an entire world.
Yeah.
Everybody on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and again, I have my problems with New 52, and they are many, but it's like, but this isn't the first time we've seen John kill a lantern recently either. I mean, even before New 52, we got the whole Mogo thing. It's
Mogo,
like,
yeah, he killed Mogo, and now he's killed this lantern. But
so it's like, did the Mogo thing still happen? And if
yeah,
so, shouldn't everyone be like, okay, so that's another? Well, right now, no one knows except for that lantern who was with them. But it's like,
yeah, and if they've not met the new gods, then how did that happen?
Oh.
I don't know. It makes things.
Yeah.
Well, willing suspension of disbelief is something that you've got to be careful with. Anything can chip away at it, and I think that some of the things we're doing here is chipping away at that. I mean, there's just so much death and destruction in these first 6 issues. I mean, Guy goes and gets guns to shoot the keepers.
because the keepers are kind of immune to the Green Lantern energy, so that's what he tells John. He's like, yeah, they ain't immune to lead.
Yeah, but the keepers themselves are siphoning the will from the people because they're their leaders. I didn't quite understand.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then Guy goes to get those what, the A-team or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah, the
Under Warriors, yeah.
And then they also take and I'm not sure, they blow up a couple of Sinestro Corps members.
They use them as like a fear bomb. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to remember. Did they survive that, or
I don't know. How does that even work? Their fear was in their rings, not
I was gonna say, did they detonate those rings, maybe, or
it was unclear.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure what was going on there, but it is a very dark start to Green Lantern Corps.
Yes.
Well, and that's not to say that the book has always been, rainbows and puppies. And
no.
But I mean, we saw, I don't know, it was under 10 lanterns killed, I think, in this arc, right? Or was it more? I'm trying to remember.
I can't remember.
It was a bunch, a bunch of lanterns died. A whole planet of people died. It's just.
Yeah, come on, Green Lantern Corps. Who do you think you are, Emerald Twilight?
I, of course, love Hal Jordan.
That's right. Exactly. And I think probably the biggest, you brought it up, the biggest issue is, John snapping that lantern's neck.
Mm-hmm.
That just seems.
And again,
very out of.
Almost right on the heels of the Mogo thing, like a few months removed. It's like, oh, we're doing this again already.
Yeah, and I thought Kilowog left as the trainer.
Well,
Didn't
again,
he?
it's New 52. It's like we keep what we want, but we change back what we want too. So
So yeah, Kilowog's back as the trainer, even though he left after War of the Green Lanterns
yeah,
to do something else.
because again,
So
that was the same thing in the Batman books. Both Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson were Batman before New 52. New 52 hits. Really, no explanation. It's just like, oh yeah, Dick Grayson's Nightwing again.
okay.
Yeah, so that's it's like, yeah, what they want to push back, they do, but what they want to keep, they keep, especially in, again, the Batman and Green Lantern books.
Exactly, because it's like nothing has changed except there's a lot of
Yeah.
JLI didn't
Yeah,
happen.
again, it's like, was Guy ever on a Justice League team? Because obviously he doesn't know. Oh, God, or is it like a darker thing where it's like, because even in this story, John, Martian Manhunter is telling the, Green Lanterns, oh, you won't remember me when I'm gone, although they seem to, so.
Yeah, and why not just say, "Hey, Ring, when he wipes my mind, please restore it." When it's done. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and wasn't it odd that John just shows up? I mean, it's just boom, he's there. Here's the Martian Manhunter. I'm like, cool, John Jones.
Yeah,
Where did he come from? Why is he there?
I mean, they basically gave him their excuses like, oh, I lost Mars, and I don't want anything to happen to Earth and stuff. But it's like, how did he know about this?
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
he's
I
with
can't. I mean,
Stormwatch.
maybe when we get there, because we'll have at least one issue of Stormwatch on our list. But I really didn't read Stormwatch. Were they watching outer space? Because I was just like,
I
all the
don't
Keeper
know.
stuff, I don't think happened on Earth, did it? So,
I don't know. I mean,
and then what about that whole thing where he's just like, oh yeah, you guys better not fail because you failed Mars, you failed Krypton, and it's.
yeah, like, come on, jeez. They're not perfect. They're trying. They're trying.
Well, he didn't mention Xanshi, so maybe that didn't happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. But so we get, torture, John. We get torture on both sides, right? Because guys, yeah, this is just it's a really dark start, and I'm hoping that it's on purpose so that we can pull back from that, darkness and
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see.
That was such a guy moment though when when he's talking about let's get the telepath down here to read his mind, and Salak's like, oh no, remember he can only read the minds of the dead, and Guy's like, that's good enough for me, and Salak's like, tell him no, we're not gonna kill him, and Guy's like, it's called good cop bad cop, idiot.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was a strange way to start, I think. Again, the art's wonderful. It's just there's some things that didn't work for me, and I think and those things that didn't work for me, I think are very intentional on the part of editorial and the creative team. But again, they don't work for me.
I think maybe they were going a little over with the it's the first arc. Yeah, this ain't gonna be your daddy's Green Lantern. It's gonna be brutal and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I know we're gonna get Wrath of the First Lantern and the end of the Jeff Johns run, which will of course tie in to Green Lantern Corps. And does it tie into New Guardians? And
I believe so. I think in
Red Lanterns. Okay, cool. Yeah. You cross over into all the books then. But yeah, I mean, this was a good read. It's just it's a lot darker with the New 52 relaunch.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm trying to think. What else do we have here? So I'm guessing they were busy with like what Howard Jordan and Sinestro, because the Guardians really didn't like bother to show up. It's like,
well, and they even asked him about the Guardians. Have you ever seen these people? No, we don't know.
No. Don't ask us again. No.
Yeah. Sorry, we're trying to fix the universe. Leave us alone.
Lie? Why would you think we lied?
Yeah.
Did you lie every 2 seconds?
Exactly. But yeah, we don't. I mean, we get to see, and it's great. We get to see Salak. We haven't
Yes.
seen a lot of Salak of late, which I think is good. We get Kilowog. I feel like the temptation. We get to see Izamat, which is great. We haven't
Yes.
seen him in a while. But I feel like the temptation here is to introduce a bunch of new Green Lanterns and then randomly slaughter a bunch of them. That seems to be the.
Yes.
And to me, that gets away from the core of what a Green Lantern is. A Green Lantern is the one if things are bad, and a Green Lantern shows up, you're like, oh, okay, cool, this is taken care of,
Yeah.
right? Because of the stupid amount of power they have and the ability to, help people. But this, we don't really get much into that. This is just, hey, these are Green Lanterns, and hey, we're just gonna, kill them.
And again, if they want to steer into that skid of, the militarization of the Corps, it's like, well, yeah, shouldn't these be like the Marines or the Navy SEALs where it's like the best of the best? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. But it seems to me they're really kind of thrown up as cannon fodder a lot, unfortunately.
It's always like, why are there so many Earth men and women in the Corps? It's like, well, we're the ones that ain't getting killed.
Exactly. Yeah. No kidding. Now, at this point, assuming War of the Green Lanterns happened,
Mm-hmm.
we are not at 7,200 lanterns. There were a lot more inducted, but a lot said, hey, I know I was just used brainwashed for this ring, so a lot of people left. But surely there are at least, I don't know, 5,000, 6,000 Green Lanterns? I mean, just to take a guess.
Yeah. Again, it's like, War of the Green Lanterns and all that happened. It seems like we have all the spectrums, and we did mention Black Lanterns and stuff. But but it's like, so. But again, is it going to be kind of like after Green Lantern Rebirth, and when we
we had a new
all of a sudden, boom, we got all these lanterns back again. Is that kind of what they're doing?
I don't know. It's unclear.
It seemed like when we want to rebuild the Corps quick, we can rebuild the Corps quick. But as we saw in 1990, when they don't want to rebuild the Corps quick, it'll
take Emerald Twilight to. Oh wait, that's completely stopped it. So anyway. And we did get to see, Hanu and Brick, which I think were great. We get to see some Green Lantern Corps members that we haven't seen in a while. Kilowog, we got Izamat.
I was like, Brick survived in the New 52. All right.
Yeah, yay. Does she? I don't want to know. We'll get there.
I can't remember what happened. So,
but it's good to see a lot of these characters again. It's just that things are certainly swerving darker. And not only in this book. So this is not. I mean, did Hal just nuke somebody? Straight up murder them in the Green Lantern book? When he was fighting on.
The Yellow Lantern. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But 6 issues, and these, I don't know. I didn't feel like these villains were necessarily that fleshed out. They just wanted natural resources.
Yeah, because they're stealing like oceans and trees and stuff. Yeah. Or the revitalize their planet.
I mean, why not go to a planet that doesn't have like lots of living people on it? I don't know.
I don't know if there's a lot of planets with a lot of resources like that isn't habitated. Just ask Galactus.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he seems to be putting on some weight, so he's finding them somewhere.
Why do there's people there? You know what the problem might be? I mean, again, they kind of, I think they wanted to skew darker with the New 52, especially right out of the gate. But it's like, Is it just that so we have Guy Gardner, we have this version of John Stewart, and we don't have anyone kind of like playing conscience like Aricia or anybody that.
Yeah, that's true because that was one of the, if you look back to the beginning of the core post rebirth, we had Izamat, we had his partner, we had Sinestro's daughter, and
Sornik.
Sornik, and we had Princess Iolande, and we had a spectrum, pardon the pun there, of Green Lanterns that we were focused on as the series progressed, and we're not. I love seeing John kind of taking over finally as one of the headliners of the book.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's kind of at the cost of the rest of the Green Lanterns at this point.
Yeah.
But and I think you may be onto something there. We don't have Kyle to be a conscience for Guy or for John at that point. And of course Kyle was there and wasn't able to talk him out of killing Mogo. So but I don't know. It's
and are we kind of skewing back to like you said, like John Stewart in some of his earlier appearances? I mean, he's not young here, but it's like the Yangry man, just
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's. I think we commented on this back on the first the first 6 issues of Green Lantern. It's a weird way to start, a first issue, right?
Yes.
I mean, the very first issue, you kill 2 Green Lanterns on the first few pages of the issue. I don't know, that's again a strange way to begin.
And again, shouldn't it be harder? I mean, we shouldn't be killing Green Lanterns every issue.
Yeah, I mean, Green Lantern should be very, very difficult to kill,
But I feel like a lot of modern comics, they're always, especially a book like Green Lantern, they always want to be like, oh, we have to come with a big, huge, powerful cosmic threat.
So let's kill a bunch of Green Lanterns to show how
something worthy of a core of 7,200 Green Lanterns. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's, we've talked about that. I like the core being kind of a team up book with 2 or 3 Green Lanterns, maybe 4.
Yeah.
Special operations or special missions. But the Green Lantern Corps, all 7,200 of them, we're talking, annihilation, multiversal annihilation events should draw them all together, right?
Yes.
Otherwise, they're protecting a whole freaking sector.
Oh, which they did describe in this arc. Yes, it's that wedge shape.
Triangle point, yeah. But yeah, I have to say, the art is great. I think the story is fine. It's just it was a little bit disappointing to me because of some of those things that we've talked about that don't work for me personally, right? I don't like this slide to militarization that we've seen since Rebirth in the Corps, and this like turns that up to 11, I think.
Yeah. And again, was it like beating us over the head with it? Because again, like I think the point they're making with them looking for jobs is like, oh yeah, what are you looking for a job? Like the Corps is like a full-time job, and it's like, yeah, if you take time to take it like a civilian job, people, that's time you can be saving people. So was that them beating us over the head with all these murders and stuff? It's just like, oh yeah, see, they can't take time off. People die if they take time off.
But if they would have taken, they had time off then, and even if they wouldn't have taken time, those people still would have died. So
yes, and again too, there's 7,200 Green Lanterns.
I know and see, that was one of the things I really, really, really liked about. I liked a lot of things about Rebirth, but having a backup, having 2 Green Lanterns per sector, I thought was really, really a great idea. Which was almost immediately kind of discarded because John went undercover and we never saw him. So There you go. But you know, I'm curious. I don't know anything about the rest of the arcs, for this because I haven't read these issues.
Yeah,
Do
I don't
we
know.
get? Oh, you got used. Yeah,
I've read these, but probably not since they've come out. So I barely remember a lot of anything about especially like the core book. So it's gonna be a surprise for me too.
okay. Well, I'm hoping that once Jeff Johns wraps up his run and we get Guardians that are not homicidal, and I assume Ganthet gets fixed because Ganthet is kind of a ever since Ganthet's tale has been kind of a fixture among the Guardians, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that militarization direction kind of changes, but I have my doubts. I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
So what?
Okay, I just looked this up. I thought that sheriff character was familiar. I was like, wasn't she before New 52? But yeah, Sheriff Martin was created by Mike Barron and Chaz Trog, first appearing in Green Lantern Corps Quarterly #6.
Oh wow, we did that book.
Yes. I thought she sounded familiar, yeah, but again, I guess I don't know if she got kind of a retcon and starting here. So
Yeah, who knows? So what's your take overall on these 6 issues?
I think it's pretty much like yours. I think I mean, it was okay, but again, do we need to get so bloodthirsty? Especially our heroes. I mean,
Yeah.
is John just like snapping the neck? And again, it's like, yeah, I get it. I guess you want to save the whole core, but I'm just like, you snapped his neck so they couldn't invade Oa. I'm like, the Guardians aren't worth it.
Yeah, and 2, heroes find another way.
Exactly. Because that's the other thing you were saying. Like if Kyle had been there, or even Arisia, someone would have been like, "We could have found another way." They would have said that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Hell, maybe even Hal. Well, knew
Yeah.
Hal. I don't know, but
Yeah, exactly. We don't really know. He might ask John to sign a lease for his car or something.
Oh,
sorry, I had to go there, man.
hey, I got this cable bill that's due.
Yeah.
But I mean, and again, this John Stewart, like even the one who killed Mogo, and now here snapping this Green Lantern's neck, it almost seems like he's more vicious and brutal than Guy at this point.
Yeah, which is really not supposed to be his lane.
Yeah,
he's supposed to be the
kinda,
more thoughtful Green Lantern.
like Guy is almost kind of like grown into a more well-rounded hero. I mean, he still has his rough edges, but I mean, Guy's kind of like grown into a more well-rounded hero. But meanwhile, it seems like John's slipping the other way.
Yeah, and we're going to get even more really great, characterization of Guy when he becomes a Red Lantern for a while.
Yes.
So, it's, again, this was I think this arc just seems out of place as the first arc of a relaunch of the universe, let alone a relaunch of the book. So,
well, again, it's Green Lantern. It's like, well, we're going to keep this. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I, still going to keep reading the core because.
Oh, yeah. But I'm trying to remember. Like I said, I can't remember this series at all. But I'm like, do we mention Mogo? Did the Mogo thing still happen? I mean, eventually, I know. I think they bring it back, but it's like.
Well, I think this thing gets canceled. I think at issue 40. So before the end of the New 52, I think it gets. Doesn't it only go 40 issues?
Hold on. I was on the app here. Let me see. Let's see. I think you're right. Let me. Yes, issue 40.
So, well, it gets a 0 issue 2, and then
Yes.
I think had 2 annuals.
Well, you also get a Future's End, which every book got at that time. Yeah, it looks like maybe 2 annuals. Yeah.
That's interesting that it didn't go the full 52.
Yeah, but then like they did what's that miniseries? What Edge of Oblivion or
Oh,
something?
that's right. Edge of Oblivion,
I
and
think that one had 6 or something.
yeah, there were 6 issues there, and then there was oh crap, there was another 6 issue Green Lantern. It was just called Green Lantern though. It was Green Lantern just Green Lantern Edge of Oblivion, and there was Green Lantern Corps. Ah, heck, I cannot remember what that is.
Let's see if it's on the schedule for next year. But yeah, that's what I'm. It's kind of like they canceled the book was done, but they kind of did like at least a mini series or 2 before we got back to Rebirth.
Yeah, DC Rebirth, not Green
Yes,
Lantern
DC Rebirth.
Rebirth.
It's just not Green Lantern Rebirth, not Flash Rebirth. Yes, DC Rebirth.
Mhm.
Hold on, let me go towards the end here. Yeah, Edge of Oblivion was 6 issues. That's the last episode of next year. Yes, the Green Lantern Edge of Oblivion.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Green Lantern Corps Lost Army.
Lost Army. There we go.
That was another 6. Yeah, so
so
there was another year right there.
and that gets you up to 52. So
Yes.
there you go.
Yeah.
Interesting. The new 52 is for Green Lantern. It seems to have we got to keep our continuity that we wanted essentially, but it does seem to be a lot darker than and we were dealing with War of the Green Lantern, so it wasn't exactly rainbow ponies and sunshine beforehand. It just, but I mean, if you look at the end of the core book, that final issue of the core, or final 3 issues, whatever they were that we read, those were really kind of upbeat and hopeful, about the core, and then to go from that to this is kind of it's a pretty abrupt shift.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. But Wrath of the First Lantern, yes, we're going to do that in January, and it does cross over in all 4 books. So yeah, each episode of that will be one issue of each of the series. So yeah.
Gotcha.
I was gonna say no, we didn't do. We didn't say who. We didn't do any credits for this book.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. We
no,
just started goofing off.
I mean, I don't know after that glowing review if they want us to read their next one.
I mean, it was done really well. It's just there were things about it that I disagree with.
Yeah, because Peter Tomasi, right? And he wrote some of the stuff we like pre-new.
He wrote all of the core. Yeah, exactly. I mean, he wrote so many of the issues of that omnibus back there.
Yeah. I just from stories and stuff I've read, I think a lot of the creators, and again, I have no idea if this is Peter Tomasi or not, but I've read where some of the creators weren't too happy with the conditions they had to work under New 52. So
yeah, that I've kind of read that too. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
This may have been editorially driven to
maybe just raise the body count. We need stakes in this or
yeah. But yes, please. We do need to talk about the creators because we wouldn't be here without them. So
yeah, writer Peter Tomasi, penciler Fernando Passarin, inker Scott Hanna, colors Gabe Edelab, letterer Pat Brusso, and editors Darren Shawn and Brian Cunningham. So, I mean, we've heard most of those names before in relation to Green Lantern, so it's not like it's a brand new.
Yes.
We've never worked on Green Lantern before, so
yeah, there is a tonal shift here. I feel like
again, I believe, like we said, I believe there's some marching orders on New 52 stuff.
That would make sense. Yeah.
Which you would think would be hard, especially again here on the Batman stuff, where it's like, yeah, we don't want to change too much, but we need you guys to make it seem like a fresh new book, like we did a complete reboot, but we didn't do a complete reboot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was really jarring having the Martian Manhunter show up.
Yes.
That was like, okay, what? Why? First off, why is he here? 2, you don't have a Green Lantern that's a telepath? out of all of the Green Lanterns that you have, you don't have a Green Lantern that's a telepath.
We do. He just can't read. He just can't read the minds of the living. Remember?
Yeah. Or see, that's something that actually kind of annoys me actively. Is Oa is okay? It's not really the center of the universe, but it's the center of the universe.
It's the center of the pizza. Will, come on.
So the thing I liked about the Grant Morrison run is that you see it has vibrant cities. It has things. It has lots of people from all over the universe there. You know, where right now there's the Guardians and there's the Green Lanterns and there's nobody else on Oa. It's just it's
And we
weird.
really only see like that one like main complex where the Guardians are at and Salak's over here. We might get Warriors every so often, but that's it.
Yeah. So I mean, that's something that I really enjoyed about the Grant Morrison Liam Sharp run is that we got to see some more of Oa and all of the beings from across the universe, maybe even across the multiverse that were there, you know. And then we got a little of that at the beginning of the Jeffrey Thorne run, which I also enjoyed. That part. There are things about the Thorne run that I did not enjoy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, the big part I think we didn't like about the Thorne run is like stuff that wasn't wrapped up.
Yeah, and well, and I understand Kirby's importance, and Kirby was an amazing, prolific creator. But Kirby didn't have anything to do with the Green Lantern Corps, and those concepts just I don't think they mesh well at all, and it just felt forced and I did it was not for me.
Yeah,
we'll put it that way.
And again, I mean, the thing with me with a lot of the Thorne stuff is like a lot of the time, half of them didn't. Well, most of them didn't even have rings half the time. I'm like, I come to Green Lantern for rings.
That's
exactly. It's like I come for the Iron Man for him to be an armor. So it's like,
yeah, I get it. I totally get it. So let's destroy the battery in the again. Yeah, if I never see that plot device.
Shouldn't we have all kinds of ancient, powerful security measures around that battery for the amount of time that thing's been taken out?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, wait. How about we put an extra one like on Earth? Good idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, they're like millions, billions of years old, the Guardians, and it's like we don't even have like a ring camera on that central battery.
Yeah. Knock, knock. Who's there? I'm here to destroy the battery.
Indigo Tribe. Hey, hello.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there's lots to like about this Green Lantern Corps book. I mean, it has a lot of characters that we haven't seen in a while. It's got John, which is great. It's got Guy is always a hoot. But again, it does go pretty dark pretty quickly, and it is a big shift from what we saw, right before the relaunch in New 52.
Yeah. And again, we're falling into bad patterns with John. It's either, he let so and so die, this planet die, or hey, he killed another Green Lantern.
Yeah. Which I'm not a big fan of. So
yeah. Because again, it's like in the last, I mean, forget the Xanshi thing, but it's like, well, I guess if you add in the Xanshi, it's a lot more. But like just the Mogo thing and now this, it's like I think in a span of a certain amount of time, John has done more damage than Guy ever did.
Oh yeah, and Guy. I mean,
Guy would beat people to a pulp, but he wasn't killing people every 2 seconds.
In fact, he killed his first. Was it Yellow Lantern? I think.
Or, yeah.
That was a big deal.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, no, that's not just a thing to do, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a dark turn. I'm curious to see where they're going to go with it, but it's at least for this first arc, it seemed a little just like, hey, look at this,
Yes. Again, yeah, like I said, I have my issues with New 52, so I'm glad it's not just me. So.
Well, and I was a little shocked at like, whoa, this is a lot. This is a lot. Now, I will be curious to see, obviously we still have 7 through 12 of this, which we're doing next week,
Yes.
but I'll be curious to see if the New 52, let's call it the New 52 Darkness, rubs off on the New Guardians book, because Kyle is the star of that book. And
Yeah.
I feel like Kyle is kind of the antithesis of that, he's not.
Yeah. I'm trying to
I guess we'll
remember.
see.
Yeah, I don't think it gets this dark. Yeah, from what little I can remember, I don't think it gets this dark.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I don't think he goes dark. He just steals your boy's girl. That's all.
It's the New 52.
It's like snapping necks and hunting cougars. Yeah, it's just.
And then Red Lanterns. I expect Red Lanterns to be dark. That's kind of, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it's supposed to be.
If you don't expect a body count, oh my god, yeah, oh yeah, God, I can't. I read that here and there, so I can't even remember a lot. I remember some of the guys' stuff from back issues and stuff, but can you imagine if we're like, oh hey, Red Lanterns isn't even as dark as Green Lantern Corps?
Yeah, that would be bad, and I hope it's not that bad. But yeah, I was surprised.
Yes,
at the shift. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of forgot. I was like, oh yeah, we're doing this again.
Yeah, we're doing this again.
All right. Anything else?
That's about all I got, sir.
Yes. All right. So yes, next time, like you said, we're gonna we're gonna do Green Lantern Corps 7 through 12 and issue 0. So
We're gonna dip into the 0, huh?
Yes. And then in 2 weeks we'll do the first 4 of New Guardians, and then the week after that we'll do New Guardians 5 through 8 and Blue Beetle number 9. So I believe that shouldn't be too dark. That's Jaime Reyes. And then 3 weeks of New Guardians, and we'll get the New Guardians 9 through 12 and number 0. Then we'll get the Red Lanterns. All right. So yes. All right, kids. So close out the schedule here. I only have 2 screens. It's not enough. All right. All right. So. All right. So yeah, send us your thoughts on this story, the upcoming stuff. Again, I feel like we say this every New 52 episode. Tell us if we're being too harsh. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise, the new merch, the old merch. You can find, the Cash App link, just rain money on us, and of course, the Patreon, where you get something exclusive every month, uncensored. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, and you can find everything at tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. All right. Now, Mr. Will, master of the core, the quantum zone, podcasting, and is really mastered Kickstarter comics, because he's done several successful campaigns. Mr. Will, where can people find you and these wonderful books?
You can find me at Walred. That's at WALLRED at Gmail and Twitter and Blue Sky and Facebook and all those places. You can find Crossover Division at crossoverdivision.com. Here's the latest issue. Number 5 is out and has been delivered to everybody at this point, I think. So that's cool. We'll be launching number 6 at some point in September on Kickstarter. And you can check that out just by going to crossoverdivision.com, and you'll hopefully get redirected to the pre-launch page, which I need to double check that tonight. But if you'd also like to check out Diary of Night, you can do that at diaryofnight.com, which is another book I wrote. And finally, obviously, you've got great taste because you're sitting here listening to Phil and I, and that means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. And if you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you can do that at Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Hey, boys, you look at the party. I love the party.
He goes limp in my grip. I am God. They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
And of course,
I, of course, know how, Jordan.
I do.
yes. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Come back next time. Green Lantern Corps 7 through 12 and that number 0. I'm trying to remember. That might be how did John one maybe.
I don't remember.
Hopefully, don't kill nobody.
Oh, no kidding.
So yes, we'll do that. Then we'll get into some new Guardians, then some Red Lanterns, and remember, Millennium's coming in episode 200 and 201.
Nice. That's the end of the year, isn't it?
No, the last episode will be that Larfleeze Christmas special. All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. And remember, friends don't let friends kill, kill, kill. Good night.
Necks ain't made for snapping.